Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Mathyana Timurandasya Janaganashalakya Shikṣāṣṭaka Smaishi Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidharame. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Veshadharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yeah, chapter 19 we finished yesterday, no? It was just a few slokas. So today we are doing chapter 20. Yeah, so Mahaprabhu's inconceivable behavior that had some less than some 112 slokas. So yesterday we did that. Today we'll start with the last chapter. That is Śikṣāṣṭaka prayers. So these are Ashtaka means 8 verses and Shiksha means teachings. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't write any books or didn't give anything else but the Śikṣāṣṭaka. These 8 prayers or 8 stanzas are very important and later on we'll come to know it. But then these 8 verses you should all know by heart with the meaning. Every day in the temple we chant, before chanting the rounds we chant Śikṣāṣṭaka. It's very important teachings by Lord Chaitanya, how we should chant the holy name, not the application. Only the most fortunate will relish the mad words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which were mixed with jubilation, envy, agitation, submissiveness, and greed, all produced by ecstatic, loving emotions. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus resided at Jagannath Puri in Achala, he was continuously overwhelmed night and day by separation from Krishna. Day and night he tasted transcendental, blissful songs and verses with 2 associates, namely Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai, right? Lalita and Vishaka. Which was the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was with these 2 devotees? Which was that place called?
Gambira.
Yeah, that's called Gambira. Okay, Gambira is the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to be there with the 2 associates. He relished the symptoms of various transcendental emotions such as jubilation, lamentation, anger, humility, anxiety, grief, eagerness, and satisfaction. He would recite his own verses expressing their meanings and emotions and thus enjoy tasting them with these 2 friends. Sometimes the Lord would be absorbed in a particular emotion and would stay awake all night reciting related verses and relishing their taste. In great jubilation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai, know from me that chanting the holy name is the most feasible means of salvation in this age of Kali. Harshe Prabhu kahena suna Swarupa Rama Raya, Nama Sankirtana Kalo Parama Upaya." Nama Sankirtana is the only weapon in Kali Yuga, the most feasible, this chanting the holy name, right? So we should all know that Hare Nama Iva Kevalam. Hello, Nasteva Gadaranyada. In this age of Kali, the process of worshipping Krishna is to be performed sacrifice by chanting the holy name of the Lord. One who does so is certainly very intelligent and he retains the shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Sankirtana yajna kalo Krishna aradhana seita sumeda paya Krishnera charana. Sankirtan yajna kalo Krishna aradhana. How can be Krishna worshipped? Sankirtan yajna kalo tat hari kirtanam. In the age of Kali, intelligent person performs congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapon, and confidential companion. Does anyone know that verse? Every day we sing. We chant this as a bold mantra.
Krishna Krishna Chaitanya, now.
Krishna Varnam Krishna Krishna.
Yeah, so that is that mantra. No, that is this is from Bhagavatam. This is from Bhagavatam 11th canto. Yeah, both mantra is how Mahaprabhu is so merciful. I got confused. This is Krishna Varnam to Shra Krishnam Sango Pangastra Pakshadam Yatne Sangeetana Prayajam. Krishna Varnam to Shah Krishnam. Krishna is coming as A Krishna. Sango Pangasa Pakshadam. He is coming with his associates. Yajne Sangeetana Praye. Yajandihi Sumeda. Sumeda means most intelligent people will worship him. Okay. So this is from 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd verse. Simply by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna, one can be freed from all undesirable habits. This is a means of awakening all good fortune and initiating the flower waves of love for Krishna. So it is said, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can be freed from all undesirable habits. This is the means of awakening all good fortune and initiating the flows of waves for love for Krishna. Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of our Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop miseries of blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. It's like the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life and gives a cooling effect to everyone and enable one to taste the full nectar at every step. So this is the first verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka. Anyone knows to recite?
Hare Krishna.
Chetodarpanmarjanam Bhavamahadavagani Nirvapanam Shreyah Kairavachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandambudivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnam Panam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So what it says, Cheto Darpanam Marjanam, right? So Cheto Darpanam Marjanam means the mind get washed and cleansed. Cheto Darpanam Marjanam, the dust in the mirror of the mind is get cleansed. Bhavabaha Dhavagni Nirvapanam means the material world or material miseries are like forest fire. There's so much fire of material miseries. Dhavagni, it'll cleanse all that. Chanting the holy name will cleanse all the negative things. That is Kleshagni, there is Shubhata. And Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadujina. It gives a lot of happiness. Anandambudhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purava. Every step there is so much happiness. Sarvatma Snamanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan. So this is Śikṣāṣṭaka verse 1. It says that chanting the holy name cleans the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of blazing fire of material existence and gives a lot of happiness. But for performing congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can destroy the sinful condition of material existence, purify the unclean heart, and awaken all varieties of devotional service. Sankirtana haite papa samsarana shana chitta shuddhi sarva bhakti sadhana udgama. The result of chanting is that one awakens his love for Krishna and tastes transcendental bliss. Ultimately, one attains the association of Krishna and engages in his devotional service, as if immersing himself in the great ocean of love. The result of chanting is that one awakened his love for Krishna, and the ocean of transcendental ecstasy increases. Lamentation and humility awake within Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he began reciting another his own verses. By hearing the meaning of that verse, one can forget all unhappiness and lamentation. What does he say? My Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, in your holy name there is all good fortune for living entity, and therefore you have many names such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you expand yourself. You invested all your potencies in those holy names, and there are no hard and fast rules for remembering them. Oh dear Lord, although you bestow such mercy upon the fallen conditioned soul by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I commit offense while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting. So this is that verse, Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. Indra Mataji, can you chant?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Namnamakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatra Arpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrushi Ta Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdeva Medrusham Iha Janina Anuraga.
Yeah, so Namnam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. So Namnam Akari, Krishna has lot of names, and Nija Sarva Shakti, all that the potency or the power of Krishna is invested in his holy name. He has like Krishna, Govinda, so many names, no? Every name has its own energy. Tatrarpita Nimida Smarane, there's no rules, fast rules and regulations for chanting. And Etadrishi Tavakripa Bhagavan Mamabi Durdeva Medrisham Ihajani Nanaraga. But still, I don't have taste to the holy name, to chant the holy name. Now what to do? Durdevam. It's like so unfortunate here. This is in our case. I'm so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name and do not achieve the attachment for chanting. No attachment. Because people vary in their desires, you have distributed various holy name by your mercy. Regardless of time or place, one who chants the holy name, even while eating or sleeping, attains all perfection. Kaite shuite yada thada namale kala desha nehi sarva siddhi hoy. Yeah, this is that sloka. Uttite pashite khaite shuite yadha thada namalo desh kala nehi sarva siddhi hoy. Uttita japita shuite khaite. Eating, sleeping. You can still chant the holy name. And then desh kala nehi. There is no regarding of time and place. You can chant the holy name. So that's what it is. Even restroom. Bathroom. Like, who chanted like that? Do you remember any acharyas who went to the public toilets and chanted?
Gaurkishore Baba.
Haridas Thakur didn't go to the restroom. He went, it was Gaurkishore Das Babaji. So yes, Gaurkishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's guru. He went to the bathroom, the public bathroom, and he used to chant. So everybody's like, why in a public toilet? And he's like, people are coming for all material benefits from me. They're like, Babaji, please bless us. We can have a lot of wealth and a car and bungalow and so many things. And he's like, these material desires are more stinking than the public toilet. So he didn't want to bless them with material things, because what material things are going to give you rebirth again and again. He is a devotee. He wants to give spiritual blessings to all. But then even when Srila Prabhupada was traveling, people used to come to Swamiji, please bless us so that we can have our material prosperity. Sukha Sambati Karave, what all we pray. But actually, yes, happiness should come in the house, but not material happiness. No, we don't want material happiness. We want spiritual happiness. Material happiness, once how much of a property, everything we have. I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture. Prabhupada says, how much you need finally? 6 feet mud. That's it, no? Our body will be buried or burned or whatever it is. But that's what we are going to take. We're not even going to take that. That's 6 feet of land. But then that's what Mrityu Sarvaharasya, death will take everything. But we have spiritual happiness. That is for the soul. Next Janma, you can be eternally happy with the Lord. So it says that anywhere. So that's why he used to go to the public toilets and chant the holy name. So regardless of time and place, we can chant everywhere. And you have invested all your potencies in the holy name. But I'm so unfortunate. Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrarpida Nimeda Smaranenaka. I am so unfortunate that I have no attachment for chanting the holy name. So this is another verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka, which says, Sarva Shakti Name Diya Kariya Vibhaga Amara Durdeva Name Nahi Anuraga. Okay, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, "Oh Swarup Damodar, Goswami and Ramananda, hear from me the symptoms of how one should chant the holy name of Mahamantra to awaken very easily one's dormant love for Krishna." Who know this sloka? One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, one who does not expect personal honor but is always prepared to give respect.
Trinaadapi sunicen hatarorapi samishuna
Yeah, so we should be humble than a blade of grass. So what do you mean by that? Trinatapi Sunichen. Trina is a grass. Trinatapi Sunichen. It's a very important verse actually. Very difficult to apply in life. Very difficult to apply. Okay, it's theory, anybody, but then really to apply this in life, it takes a lot of realization, a lot of time. Trinatapi Sunichen. To become humble than a blade of grass. You step on the grass bend. No, does the grass react? No. And after some time, the grass stays back. So similarly, if people will criticize you and do so many things, but we should tolerate, and we should bend and be humble like a grass. Trina means grass. Trinatapi Sunichena. Taro riva saksh. Taro means a tree. We should be so tolerant like a tree. Like some people cut the tree or hurt the tree or put nails on the tree or throw stones. Still, the tree is bearing everything or being tolerant and giving fruits and shade and everything to us. No, Amanina Manadina. You give respect to others, but you don't expect respect from others. Oh, he didn't say Hare Krishna to me. She didn't say Hare Krishna to me. Who are we? No, so we should not expect respect from others. Kirtaniya Sadahiri. This is the way of chanting the holy name. This is the only way to chant. And Prabhupada says you should make a garland out of this verse and put it around your neck and chant the holy name. So that's a very important verse. These are the symptoms of one, that's also again Śikṣāṣṭaka verse. These are symptoms of one who chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Although he's very exalted, he thinks himself is as well lower than the grass on the ground. And like a tree, he tolerates everything in two ways. When a tree is cut down, yeah, this is the explanation. When the tree is cut down, it does not protest. And when drying up, it does not ask anyone for water. The tree delivers its fruits, flowers, and whatever else it possesses to anyone and everyone. It tolerates scorching heat and torrents of rain, yet it still gives shelter to others, right? Even when the tree is dying, the wood can be used for many purposes. So that's how a tree, Vaishnava should be. Although a Vaishnava is most exalted person, he is prideless and gives all respect to everyone, knowing everyone to be the resting place of Krishna. That's why we pay obeisances now when we see Vaishnavas. Why? Because they have Krishna in their heart. Tumara Hridaya Sada Govinda Vishram. If one chant the holy name of Lord in this manner, he will certainly awaken his dormant love for Krishna's lotus feet. As Lord Chaitanya spoke in this way, his humility increased and he began praying to Krishna that he could discharge pure devotional service. Wherever there is a relationship of love of Godhead, its natural symptom is that the devotee does not think himself a devotee. Instead, he always thinks he has not even a drop of love for Krishna. That's what a devotee thinks. Prabhupada also wrote in his Jaladuta diaries, no, that song, Bhakti nahi, Beta nahi, Namak Kubadar. I don't have Bhakti. That's what a devotee thinks. But the meaning in neophyte stage, we think, I'm a real nice devotee. Huh? I know that, I know this, I'm a nice devotee, I'm a nice devotee. But then as you advance, you know, we are not even a devotee, that we don't even have a drop of love for Krishna, not even real devotion. Devotion is not just external tilak and kanti and Vaishnav dress. No, devotion is actually that love for Krishna. How much love do you have towards Krishna? That's what real devotion is. O Lord of the universe, I do not desire material wealth or materialistic followers, a beautiful wife or fruitive activities described in flowery language. All I want is life after life, unmotivated devotional service. This is another sloka. Nadanam na janam na sundarim kavitam vajagadesha kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavadar bhakti rahaitu kitvai mama janmani. So he's like, I don't want wealth, dhanam. Na janam, I don't want followers. Na sundarim kavi, I don't want a beautiful woman to get married. What do I want? Mama janmani shire bhavadar bhakti rahaitu. I just want birth after birth, your devotional service. So Mahaprabhu is rejecting what? Liberation here. He's like, I don't want mukti also. He didn't mention it in the sloka, but he says, Mama janmani shire. Birth after birth, I want devotional service. Means he can have rebirth. He even don't want liberation. So liberation or moksha is also taken away from here. What happened? Moksha is also taken away from here. So he's like, I don't want even moksha. Right? Nadanam na janam na sundarim kavitam vajagadesha kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavadar Bhaktir Ahaiduki Tvai. Where is that sloka?
30 Mataji, around 30.
30. Yeah, thank you. So that's what he is praying, that I just want your mercy. I want to have pure devotional service, life after life. Okay, that's it. I just want pure devotional service, life after life. Yeah. This is sloka. So he's like, I don't want material wealth. I don't want followers. I don't want beautiful wife. What do I want? Your costless mercy. You give me pure devotional service, life after life. He's like, I don't even want moksha. You just give me pure devotional service. That's what we should pray for. This should be our prayer. Not asking for anything else. Even moksha we should not ask. What moksha? The moksha is as a byproduct of bhakti. We should ask for pure devotional service, life after life. In great humility, considering himself a conditioned soul of the material world, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again and again, he has expressed his desire to be endowed with the service of the Lord. Oh my Lord, Krishna, son of Maharaj Nanda, I am an eternal servant, but because of my fruitive activities, I have fallen into this horrible ocean of naisance. Now please be costless mercy to me. Consider me a particle of dust at your lotus feet. Which is that sloka of Śikṣāṣṭaka?
Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam ma vishame bhavambudo kripaya tava pada pankaj sit dhuli sidrasham vichintaya.
Yeah, I Nanda Tanuja Kingaram. He's the son of Nanda, and he's like, Patitama Vishame Bhava. I'm just fallen in this material world. Vishame Bhavambudav. Now, Kripaya means be merciful, and Tava Pada Pankachav, in your lotus feet, makes to the Dhuli Sadrisham. Just make me a dust at the lotus feet of your lotus feet. So that's what he's praying. I'm an eternal servant, but I forgot your lordship. Now I've fallen into the ocean of naisance and have been conditioned by the external energy, Maya. Be costless, merciful to me by giving me a place within the particle of dust at your lotus feet so that I may engage in the service of your lordship as your eternal servant. So that was another Śikṣāṣṭaka prayer. Natural humility and eagerness then evoke in Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He prayed to Krishna to be able to chant the Mahamantra in ecstatic love. My dear Lord, when will my eyes be beautiful by filling with tears that constantly glide down as I chant your holy name? Well, will my voice flutter and all the hairs on my body stand erect in transcendental happiness as I chant your holy name? Nayanam galadashrudharaya vadanam gadgadarudaya gira Pulakaya nichitam vapum kata tavanama grihane bhavishyati. Nayanam galadashrudharaya. When will our eyes will be filled with tears? Vadanam gadgadarudaya gira. The voice choke. Pulakaya nichitam vapum kata. Right? When will that hair stand on end? Tavanama grihane bhavishyati. When I chant the holy name. Did that happen to all of you? Sometimes it happens, tears comes to the eyes when you chant. That's all material tears. It's not spiritual ecstasy. No? But spiritual ecstasy, that's the Krishna prema. Without love of Godhead, my life is useless. Therefore, I pray for you to accept me as your servant and give me the salary of ecstatic love of Godhead. Oh, a nice salary that is. Salary is ecstatic love of God. Separation from Krishna evoke various mellows of distress, lamentation, and humility. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke like a crazy man. My Lord Govinda, because of separation from you, I consider even a moment a great millennium. Tears flow from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I see the entire world as void. Which is that sloka?
Yugayitam nimishena chakshusha pravarshaitam shunyaitam jagata sarvam govinda virehena me.
Yugaidam nimishena, right? Just like a moment. So the moment also I feel like so many years, millions of years. And Chakshusha Prara, Shunya idam Jagatsar, I feel the whole world is empty. Govinda Virehename, without you, Govinda. Right? So in my agitation, a day never ends. For a moment, like it seems like millennium. Yugaidam Nimishena. All the moment also I feel like millennium, pouring incessant tears. My eyes are like cloud in the rainy season. The three worlds have become void because of separation from Govinda. Govinda Virehename. Shunya-idam Jagat Sarvam. The whole world is like empty with Krishna. I feel as if I'm burning alive in the slow fire. Lord Krishna has become indifferent to me just to test my love, and my friends say better to disregard him. While Srimati Radharani was thinking in this way, the characteristics of natural love become manifest because of a pure heart. The ecstatic symptoms of envy, great eagerness, humility, zeal, and supplication all became manifest at once. In that mode, the mind of Srimati Radharani was agitated, and therefore she spoke a verse of advanced devotion to her gopi friends. In the same spirit of ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited that verse, and as soon as he did so, he felt like Srimati Radharani. Let Krishna tightly embrace this maidservant who has fallen at his lotus feet, or let him trample me or break my heart by never being visible to me. He is a debauchee, and after all, and can do whatever he likes, but still he alone, no one else, is the worshipable Lord of my life, my heart. Ashishleva padaratam pinashtumam atarshana marmahatam karotuva yata tadava vititadu lambado mat prananadastu saivana para. Krishna can embrace me or Krishna can just reject me. Yata tadava vitala, let him do whatever he wants. Mat prananadastu saivana para. But still he is my eternal Lord, life after life, right? It's up to Krishna. It's not like Krishna has to accept all of us. Krishna may accept or may not. We can't force Krishna. Krishna is not our servant. He should become pleased by your service. Then Krishna will accept you, right? So it says, I am a maidservant in the lotus feet of Krishna. He's embodiment of transcendental happiness and mellows. If he likes, he can tightly embrace me and make me feel oneness with him. Or by not giving me his audience, he may corrode my mind and body. Nevertheless, he is the Lord of my life. My dear friend, just hear the decision of my mind. Krishna is the Lord of my life in all conditions. Whatever whether he shows me affection or kills me by giving me unhappiness. Sometimes Krishna give up the company of other gopis and become controlled by mind and body by me. Thus, he may manifest my good fortune and give others distress by performing his loving affairs with me. Or since, after all, he is very cunning, obstinate, debauchee, with a propensity to cheat, he takes to the company of other women. He then indulges in loving affairs with them in front of me to give distress to my mind. Nevertheless, he is still the Lord of my life. I do not mind my personal distress. I only wish to see for the happiness of Krishna. For his happiness is the goal of my life. However, if he feels great happiness in giving me distress, that distress is best of my happiness. Okay, that's how a pure devotee thinks. If Krishna, attracted by the beauty of some other woman, wants to enjoy with her, but is unhappy because he cannot get her, I fall down at her feet, catch her hand and bring her to Krishna to engage her for his happiness. This is what Radharani does, it seems. Like, it's not like there's a competition or something. When Radharani sees somebody serving Krishna more, Radharani brings her, catch her hand and bring her to Krishna to engage in the happiness. Okay, because Radharani wants somebody to make Krishna happy. When a beloved gopi shows symptoms of anger towards Krishna, Krishna is very satisfied. Indeed, he is extremely pleased when chastised by such a gopi. She shows her pride suitably and Krishna enjoys that attitude. Then she gives up her pride with a little endeavor. Why does a woman continue to live who knows that Krishna's heart is unhappy, but who still shows her deep anger towards him? She is interested in her own happiness. I condemn such a woman to be struck on the head with a thunderbolt, for we simply want the happiness of Krishna. The gopis, they just want Krishna to be happy. Like they gave the dust from their lotus feet to cure Krishna's headache. If a gopi envious of me satisfies Krishna and Krishna desires her, I shall not hesitate to go to her house and become her maid servant, for then my happiness will be awakened. So Radharani even is ready to become a maid servant of that gopi who can make Krishna happy. The wife of a Brahmana suffering from leprosy manifested herself as the topmost of all chaste women by serving a prostitute to satisfy her husband. She thus stopped the movement of the sun, brought her dead husband back to life, and satisfied the three principal demigods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Krishna is my life and soul. Krishna is the treasure of my life. Indeed, Krishna is the very life of my life. I therefore keep him always in my heart and try to please him by rendering service. That is my constant meditation. My happiness is in the service of Krishna, and Krishna's happiness is in reunion with me. For this reason, I give my body in charity to the lotus feet of Krishna, who accepts me as his beloved one and calls me his most beloved. It is then that I consider myself his maid servant. Service to my lover is the home of happiness and is more sweet than direct union with him. The goddess of fortune is evidence of this. For although she constantly lives on the heart of Narayana, she wants to render service to his lotus feet. She therefore considers herself a maid servant and serve him constantly. These statements by Srimati Radharani shows the symptoms of pure love for Krishna, tasted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In that ecstatic love, his mind was unsteady. Transformation of transcendental love spread throughout his entire body, and he could not sustain his body and mind. So this is all how Radharani prayed. That was the mode even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced that. The pure devotional service in Vrindavan is like that, the golden particles in the river Jambu. In Vrindavan, there is not a trace of personal sense gratification. It is to advertise such pure love in this material world that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has written the previous verses and explained its meaning. Thus, overwhelmed by ecstatic love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke like a madman and recited suitable verses. The Lord had formerly composed 8 verses to teach people. These are the 8 verses that Śikṣāṣṭaka. Now, he personally tasted the meaning of this verse called Śikṣāṣṭaka. So, all of you, please by heart this and understand the meaning. These are the only 8 verses left by Krishna himself. Right? So what do you like to recite it? Because it's left by the Supreme Lord Swayam Bhagavan. So please learn it. It looks difficult, but then every day if you chant, it's easy. If anyone recites, see, this is a Shruti Phala. If anyone recites or hears these 8 verses of instruction by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his ecstatic love and devotion for Krishna increases day by day. Jai. That's why Prabhupada included this in our morning program. There is Mangalarati, there is Narsimhastuti, there is Tulsi Arati, followed by we chant the Śikṣāṣṭaka, then the 10 offenses, and then the chanting starts. So Śikṣāṣṭaka, why Prabhupada included in the morning prayers? Prabhupada could have just skipped it, no? But Prabhupada, whatever Prabhupada does is the perfect. So why Prabhupada is doing is, every day if you do it, then our ecstatic love and devotion for Krishna increases. So what you do, normally I've seen devotees chanting some Saradava, you'll be singing. They have a song book or they'll get some lyrics and start chanting. So as Mangalarati gets over and when all the devotees sit to chant Śikṣāṣṭaka, you also chant. You take the lyrics and somehow you get it and then you also chant. And you don't try to mug it up. Daily you chant. And without knowing the meaning, you should not chant. We should know the meaning because then only you'll be able to understand what it is. So if you really recite this, then you'll get ecstatic love and devotion for Krishna day by day. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is as deep and grave as millions of ocean, when the moon of his various emotions rises, he becomes restless. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu read the verses of Jayadeva's Gita Govinda, of Srimad Bhagavatam, of Ramananda Rai's drama, Jagannath Vallabha Nataka, and of Villamangalam Thakur's Krishna Karnamrita, was overwhelmed by various ecstatic emotions of those verses. Thus he tasted their purports. For 12 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained in that state day and night. With his 2 friends, he tasted the meaning of those verses, Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar, which consist of nothing but the transit bliss and mellows of Krishna consciousness. Even Ananda Deva, who have thousands of faces, could not reach the end of describing the transit bliss of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. How then could an ordinary living being with a very little intelligence describe such pastimes? Nevertheless, I'm trying to touch but a particle of them just to rectify myself. There is no limit to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities and his words of madness. Therefore, describing them all would greatly increase the size of the book. Whatever pastime Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur has first described, I have merely summarized. I have only very briefly described the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not described by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Nevertheless, because those transcendental pastimes are so numerous, the size of this book has increased. It is impossible to describe all the pastimes elaborately. I shall therefore end this description and offer them my respectful obeisances. What I have described gives merely an indication, but by following this indication, one may obtain a taste of all the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I cannot understand the very deep, meaningful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My intelligence cannot penetrate them, and therefore I could not properly describe them. After offering my respectful obeisance to the lotus feet of all my Vaishnava readers, I shall therefore end this description of characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is offering obeisances to the Vaishnava readers, whoever is reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. See how humble he is. The sky is unlimited, but many birds fly higher and higher according to their own ability. So this is what. So this pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like unlimited sky. But how can an ordinary living being describe them all? Sky is unlimited, right? But some birds will fly higher and higher, means Krishna is unlimited, but there are some pure devotees who will be able to understand Krishna more and more. I've tried to describe them as far as my intelligence allows, as if trying to touch the drop in the midst of a great ocean. Vrindavan Das Thakur is Lord Nityananda's favorite devotee. Who was Vrindavan Das Thakur in really? Can put in the chat, and therefore his original, it's given here, Vyasdev, describing the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vrindavan Das Thakur is Vyasdev. He was the son of Narayani, who hate the remnants of Mahaprabhu. And he's Vyasdev, Veda Vyas, who wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat. Although Vrindavan Das Thakur has within his jurisdiction the full store of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, he has left aside most of them and described but a small portion. What I have described was left aside by Vrindavan Das Thakur, but although he could not describe these pastime, he gives us a synopsis. In his book named Chaitanya Mangala, that is Chaitanya Bhagavat, he have described these pastimes in many places. I request my readers to hear that book, for that is the best evidence. I've described the pastimes very briefly, but it's impossible for me to describe them in full. In the future, however, Vedavyas will describe them elaborately. In Chaitanya Mangala, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur has stated in many places the factual truth that in future, Vyasdev will describe the Lord's pastime elaborately. The ocean of nectarian pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like ocean of milk. According to his thirst, Vrindavan Das Thakur filled his pitcher and drank that from the ocean. Whatever remnants of milk Vrindavan Das Thakur has given me are sufficient to fill my belly. Now my thirst is completely satiated. I'm a very insignificant living being, like a small red-beaked bird. Just as such a bird drinks water of the sea to quench its thirst, so I have touched only a drop of the ocean of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. For this example, you may also understand how expansive are the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's like, I've just touched a drop. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita. I infer that I have written is a false understanding, for my body is like a wooden doll. It's like I didn't write, Krishna made. I'm an old and who's saying this? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. I'm old and troubled by invalidity. I'm almost blind and deaf. My hands tremble and my mind and visions are unsteady. He's 90 plus now, 95. I'm infected with so many diseases that I can neither properly walk nor properly sit. Indeed, I'm always exhausted by 5 kinds of diseases. I may die at any time of the day or night. I have previously given an account of my inabilities. Please hear the reason why I nevertheless still write. I'm writing this book by the mercy of the lotus feet of Sri Govinda Deva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, other devotees and readers of this book, as well as Sarup Damodar Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, who is my spiritual master, and Sri Jiva Goswami. I have also been specifically favored by another supreme personality. Sri Madan Mohan deity of Vrindavan has given the order that is making me write. Which deity is this? Madan Mohan of Sanatana Goswami, like which Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana, which one is it? This deity represents who? Yes.
Sambandha.
Very good. Sambandha. What about Avideya?
Radha Govinda.
Govind.
And the Prayojana?
Radha Gopinath.
Gopinath. And all the three represents whom? No.
Krishna Mataji.
Which deity of Krishna in Vrindavan? The legs, the belly, and the face. Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath.
Radharaman.
Radharaman, very well, yes. Gopal Bhatta Pranadhana Re, Jaya Radha, Ramana Radha, Ramana Radhe Radhe. So, it says when you see Radharaman, all the 3 deities are already seen, because it's like all the 3 deities combined. Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath. That's the Radharaman. That's the cute, the darling of Vrindavan. So, whoever has gone to Vrindavan, you should definitely go to Radharaman and take darshan of the Radharaman deity or the temple. Definitely you should go, because all the 3 deities darshan has been taken care of just by that. Sri Madan Mohan deity of Vrindavan has given the order that is making me to write. Although this should not be disclosed, I disclose it because I'm unable to remain silent. So it's Madan Mohan deity who gave him the order. If I did not disclose this fact, I would be guilty of ingratitude to the Lord. Therefore, my dear readers, please do not consider me too proud and be angry at me. Why he's selling too proud? Because Krishna himself went and said, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, you should write. It is because I have offered my prayers under the lotus feet of all of you that whatever I have written about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been possible. Now let me repeat all the pastimes of Antya Lila, for if I do so, I shall taste the pastime again. First chapter describes, now he is giving the summary. I think we'll stop here because then only there'll be continuation. Okay, so we'll start from 103 tomorrow, because this is about the Antya Lila pastime and the end of it. Okay. Yeah, so can we recite the whole Śikṣāṣṭaka if because it's very important. You just have to type Śikṣāṣṭaka, yeah, And then you get the lyrics, PDF, everything. It's there in your ISKCON Desire Tree is also there. It's there in KK songs. It's all Hindi. I can take it. On the lyrics now. Just type Śikṣāṣṭaka lyrics and then it comes. And I hope all of you learn this. See, in Desire Tree also it's there. Just you need to see the meaning is also there. And it's called Desire Tree, the Śikṣāṣṭaka meaning and everything. Yeah, so can we all recite together? Cheto darpana
Marjanam
Marjalam
Mahadawagnirvapanam
chanting in different forms. So I'll chant, please chant with me. You remain muted, but you chant there. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadhavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandambudhi Vardhanam Pratipatam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Swapanam Param Vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudani Cha Sarva Shakti Tatrarpita Niyamida Smaranena Kala Etatrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Namami Durdevamidrisham ihajani nanuraga Rinatapi sunichena Tarorapi sahishnuna Amanina manatina Kirtaniya sadahari Nadanam najanam nasundari Kavitam va jagatisha kamaye Mama janmani janmanishware Bhavatar bhakti rahai dukhitvai Ainanda tanuja kingaram Patitam ma vishame bhavambudau Kripaya tava pada pankajau Siddhatuli sadrisham vichintaya Nayanam galadashrudaraya Vadanam gudgadaradhaya gira Pulakaya nichitam vapum kata Tava nama grihane bhavishyati Yukaitam nimishena Chakshusha pravishaidam Shunyaidam jagat sarvam Govinda virahena me Ashish leva padaradam pinashtumam Adarshana marmahadam karotuva Yata tatava vidutadulam vado Matprananadastu sa evana para Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I request all of you can see here the Śikṣāṣṭaka is written by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So at least after hearing Chaitanya Charitamrita today, we should make a decision that every day you're going to chant this Śikṣāṣṭaka and learn it by heart, not just cramping the sloka, but also understanding the meaning of it. Okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare. I think we can end here. So tomorrow